Hello guys, it is November 22nd, Friday now for a 10-game NBA slate today. Starting off with point guard. Just overall for this slate, I think that there's a lot of players who are finally priced where they should be, like Luka's all the way up to 11.4 now. There's not a whole lot of value as well for now, but I'm sure many will open up because it is 10 games. So for now, though, because there isn't much value to be taken advantage of, I'm going to be taking more of a balanced approach. But obviously, if stuff does open up as the day goes on, then you can definitely go more start and scrubs. So for Luka Doncic, first guy, 11.4 against the Cavs. I don't think it's really more of a blowout risk or anything here that I'm going to be fading as of now, just because it's more of a balanced approach for me right now. Luka, if the value is there, I definitely will like him as my pay up option. I think him or Harden are close, but I think I prefer Luka. Just save the 300 there. And then Trae Young, 9.4K against Detroit. Detroit's point guard defense has not been good. I think that this game, it should be pretty close, so there's no blowout risk. And Trae Young, he's a guy that can definitely play well on the road. We know all the usage goes through him, and he's the kind of guy that's got a whole lot of upside. Recently, he hasn't been having a whole lot of good games, like a whole lot of 60-point DraftKings scoring games. So, he's been in the 40s, which definitely that's not going to be good enough, especially in tournaments and even for cash games. But his minutes are going to definitely be there if it's a close game and he's not hurt, ejected, or in foul trouble. So I like Trae Young. It's actually a pretty nice matchup here, and he's probably going to be pretty low owned because it is a 10-game slate and the price tag, it's not really like totally appealing. And this game actually does have a pretty nice total, 225 right now. Pistons favored by 6.5, but that means that it's going to be close. It should be at least, and the game total is nice. And we know Atlanta, everything goes through Trae Young. Next, I think Russell Westbrook 8.4K remains interesting because he is so cheap. We know he has triple double upside, and it should be a pretty high scoring game against the Clippers here. The game has a 226 total. Clippers favored only by 4.5. And Westbrook, recently, he had a really good game, a ceiling game. And I think still his price is too cheap for what he can do. And even though Patrick Beverley's on the other side, I think that with the previous game when they faced off against each other, with just how poorly Westbrook played, definitely he could want to show out. He had some post-game comments for Beverley saying that he wasn't good at all. And I think Westbrook probably wants to kind of just shut him up here. And his price is really nice. So I like him. Ben Simmons, 8.1K. I think that he's going to be pretty low owned, but if you look at numbers, point guards against the Spurs, they've actually really hurt them. So Ben Simmons here, if Josh Richardson is out, Simmons probably picks up a lot more ball handling opportunities for already what he does, but also minutes, because last game he played 42 minutes and he played really well. And that's the kind of player that he is. He can get you a triple double, gets you defensive stats. San Antonio hasn't been the same defensive team, and they're gonna have to worry about other guys like Embiid, Tobias. So Simmons here, I think it is a pretty nice play, 8.1K. And for Utah, I'm kind of worried about blowouts. So for now, I'm gonna fade it. The Warriors they really are not good, and I mean we already know that. But Spencer Dinwiddie, 7.6K, probably going to be one of my favorite players on this slate. Even value opens up because without Kyrie, without LeVert, all these injuries leaves Dinwiddie as pretty much the lone ball handler for the Nets. And his price is going up, but I think that he's still very much in play. He's a guy that has 50-point upside, and he can definitely get more if this game is close and everything's going his way. Against the Kings, Kings are not good defensively. They've been playing a little bit slower this season. Their pace is actually among the bottom in the league, but still, the Nets have been playing pretty fast. This game's at home. Dinwiddie is just pretty much the only guy left here, so I still really like him, even though the price is going up. Kemba Walker for the exact same price. There's a chance I could play them both together if there's no value. Denver's point guard defense is okay. Sometimes they'll switch Gary Harris onto defending the opposing point guard. But Kemba, we know he's an all-star, and his price is coming down here. He hasn't had a big game recently, so I like him, 7.6K. in a matchup that should be pretty close. The game total is pretty low though, 206. Both teams play slow, but Kemba's price is down and he's still going to be the main man even though Boston plays pretty balanced. Devontae Graham, 6.9K. This game, Charlotte against Washington, is one of the best probably for fantasy purposes, but DraftKings has done a pretty good job pricing guys up. And also, like this game's gonna be high scoring, 233 total right now, 6-point favorites for Washington. But the minutes for both of these teams, like for Charlotte, really it's Graham, Rozier that get the minutes, and if somebody's playing really well, then they'll close. With Washington, kind of the same thing. It's pretty much Bradley Beal, and then there are guys like Thomas Bryant. If he's playing well, maybe he closes, but Mo Wagner and like Roy Hachimura with Davis Bertans, they just go with the hot hand. So it's kind of difficult to predict, but that's also what makes them good tournament plays because some of the guys are really cheap, like Cody Zeller. He's been losing minutes. Roy Hachimura is 5K. Thomas Bryant's like 6.6, I think, but still, we know his upside is crazy, double upside. So they're definitely targets, but this game, even though the environment seems really nice, I think it's more kind of like a tournament play for now, unless something like an injury pops up. But I think Graham could make for a cash play. Moving down, Terry Rozier, similar to Graham. Rozier, he has some games where he just doesn't shoot well, but if his shots are falling, definitely can get you 40 plus. So I like Rozier. And then going a little bit more down, Corey Joseph, 4.9K, currently questionable, but if Bogdan Bogdanovic were to miss, I think Joseph's going to be a pretty good play if he plays because that's going to be more ball handling for him. Brooklyn's defense isn't all that great. And if Joseph were to miss, then it's going to be chalk Yogi Ferrell as long as Bogdan doesn't play as well. So Yogi's probably going to be top value play if those two guys are out. Rajon Rondo, 4.6K, no longer on a minutes restriction. He played 27 minutes last game, but I think one of the guards, I think it was Danny Green, I'm not sure, but one of the guards for the Lakers was in foul trouble, and so he did pick up a few minutes, so he probably doesn't play into like the 30s, but his price is still really appealing. He's probably not going to get a triple-double because of just how well the Lakers are now as a team. Like they have Davis, LeBron, McGee, Dwight, who can definitely grab the rebounds. We've seen Rondo have triple-double beside like in the past, but I think now on this team, it's probably not going to be there. But still, double upside with the assist. He does definitely gets 3-point looks. He's definitely not the best shooter, but he's getting some shots, and if he's open, he's not afraid to take them. And then down here for the value, I mentioned Yogi Ferrell. If he's going to start, if Joseph Bogdan were to miss, he's going to be one of the top value plays. On to shooting guard, James Harden, 11.7K. He's in play. Clippers, I mean, their defense is looking tremendous, but still, it's James Harden. We know just the kind of player that he is, the ceiling that he has, even with Westbrook healthy. I think if there's value, you can definitely go to him, especially if value opens up like late, like on Wednesday. I didn't really play that slate, but with a lot of games with value like Golden State, even though it didn't really pan out, like Shaq Harrison, some of those guys, it allows more of a stars and scrubs build. And if people don't get to it in time, and especially for a weekday slate, that if the news comes out like within maybe the last 30 minutes, guys are going to be lower owned than they should be. Like today, it didn't really work out, but like everyone thought Scal was gonna start Anthony Simons, but it turned out to be Gary Trent Jr. and Anthony Tolliver. They didn't really work out, but those plays are what opens up. Those plays were still very low and under 10%. And for a 2-game slate especially, that's the kind of leverage that you can get if you just always follow with the news. Looking down, Buddy Hield, 7.4K. If Bogdan were to miss, there's going to be a lot more shots, even though Buddy's been taking a whole lot of them so far. But that just means even more shots. They're going to have to run their offense pretty much through Buddy then. So 7.4K price is up, but I mean, it's around where it was, but just the price to typically where we usually see him around like the 6K range, I think is very much in play still. And really other shooting guards that I haven't mentioned, I really don't think a lot of guys stand out here right now. Like there's nobody that really pops. So moving on to small forward, LeBron's fine. Just pay up if you can, but for studs, I think I definitely favor Anthony Davis because he is cheaper, and OKC has some trouble defending big men. Paul George, these Clippers guys, I'm not really gonna like too much because of how they're all healthy now. I mentioned Simmons, Heald, I like them. I think going down for Joe Harris, 5K against the Kings. Kings do not defend well, and he's going to be one of the top options on the Nets team for offense because of just all the guys that are missing. So even though he hasn't been playing too well, he's going to get the shots. And as long as he's hitting the shots, he's probably going to be a guy that can return you 5x at least. And we've seen the upside before against Chicago. Chicago, yeah, they're really bad, but the minutes, the shots are definitely going to be there for Joe Harris, and he's going to be very low owned, so definitely worth a tournament shot. And then going down with Daniel House, if he were to miss, he was doubtful, but he still is going to miss the game. But if he does, Ben McLemore 3.9K, he's probably going to draw a start, and he would play probably into the 30s in minutes. He's going to be just, a complimentary piece, just a guy that's not really going to do much other than shoot the ball, get some rebounds, because he plays for the Rockets. But 3.9K without a whole lot of value as of now. If that still stands, I think McLemore is probably going to be really popular because of the injury, and also the Daniel House news came out the day before. And if there really isn't anything, CJ Miles 3.3K. Charlotte, the game environment, he could potentially close, but he's a guy that is pretty much the definition of being shot dependent. If you look at his stats, he really doesn't do a whole lot. He just shoots. If he shoots well, he's gonna have a good game. If he doesn't, there's just the lowest floor in the world in the NBA's DraftKings like DFS slates. Definitely value should open up, so hopefully you don't have to go there. Power forward Anthony Davis, I like him. 10.1. The price is up by 300 to 5 digits, but that really just isn't enough to kind of like make me not want to play him. I think for now I'll probably go a little bit more balanced. So paying for a guy that's over 5K or over 5 digits, I'm gonna have to really think about that. But right now, without any value, I think it's definitely still possible. But if value were to open up, I think 80 becomes one of my favorite plays as far as spend ups. Going down a little bit, I think Blake 7.7K is okay, but I think I'm gonna wait a little bit more on him just because he only recently returned. But on the other side, Jabari Parker, 6.1K is Detroit. Detroit's power forward defense hasn't been that great. I think definitely there's some foul trouble risk. Jabari guarding Blake, but Atlanta with this game is supposed to be close. It's Trae Young mainly, but Jabari is definitely the second guy, the second option on this team. And there's gonna be a lot of pick and rolls, pick and pops with Jabari. Blake isn't known for his defense. Jabari's price is down now to 6.1K. So I like him quite a bit if he's able to play his usual minutes without foul trouble, because he is a pretty nice offensive player, and especially for fantasy purposes, he's a guy that gets you those points and rebounds. Lauri Markkanen, 6K, his price is a little bit up. He had finally a pretty good game last time, but this matchup is actually pretty nice. Miami, their defense is they're not bad at all, but against power forwards, there's just something about Miami. They give up some pretty solid production to opposing power forwards, and I think it was Kevin Love who played them last game. Like for example, just that one game, Love, pretty similar player to Lauri as far as just being able to shoot the three ball, rebound. He had a pretty nice game, and here Lauri Markkanen, even though his minutes are they seem to be a little bit down, but there definitely were blowouts in there. He's a guy that if he gets his shots, if he can shoot, at least like average, he should be able to have a nice game because he is also pretty cheap at 6K. Going down a little bit for value, Kyle Kuzma is 4.3K. He had an eye injury, but he's going to be fine for today. And his minutes are going to be in the mid to higher 20s, inching closer to the 30s. So he's a guy that has been playing a lot better since returning from injury. And 4.3K, I remember him having a good game against OKC last year. Obviously, that was a different situation, but Kuzma's a guy that definitely has a whole lot of scoring potential, and so when he's this cheap, a guy that's going to be able to play 30 minutes or close to 30 minutes, I think it's definitely worth a shot as a value play. And then looking down more, PJ Tucker 4.1K, he's going to be needed out there to guard just basically everyone. Paul George, Kawhi is probably going to be guarding a lot of them for a lot of these possessions, and his price is a little bit down now. The Clippers do not rebound well, and so PJ Tucker could definitely get a good amount of rebounds. He is a guy that definitely helps a lot, and then corner threes as well. He's going to play heavy minutes as always for any Rocket starters. And then Thaddeus Young, 4.1K. His minutes were down, but similar to Laurie, just opposing power forwards against Miami is something that seems like it's going to be a thing. And definitely, if there's no value, Thad Young maybe worth a tournament shot, but that's really thin. And down Marvin Williams, 3.7K against Washington. Just another piece from this game. He's been getting 20s in minutes, but this is a guy that can definitely go out there and do absolutely nothing. But he has a little bit of an upside, especially if he can get you like 26 at 3.7K. That's going to be pretty nice for a 10-game slate. And then moving on to center, Nikola Jokic, 8.6K. He's had some nice games against the Celtics in the past. Denver, they're really balanced, but still Jokic is the number one option on this team, and his price remains really cheap, so I still like him. He has triple-double upside, even though this game is supposed to be kind of slow. I still really like Jokic because of the upside that it gives you at that cheap price tag. And then Andre Drummond as well, 8.5K. It's a better matchup, but again, Blake Griffin's back, so the usage is down. But I think that there's a lot of steals and blocks potential because of how much Atlanta turns the ball over and also how much Trae Young drops in the paint. So there's block opportunities. So I like that for Drummond, but know that just shots are probably going to be there for Drummond. Most of them are going to be probably from putbacks, easy dunks like that. And then Clint Capella, 7.7K. One of my favorite plays as of right now. The Clippers, they just are not good against opposing centers who can, basically do anything that a center is supposed to do. They play Montrezl Harrell at the center for most of the minutes, and then Zubac. But Harrell's just too undersized. Clint Capella has been rebounding the ball like a beast, especially recently, getting a lot of games where he's getting 20 plus rebounds. And this is a very nice matchup. Rebounding wise, Clippers are undersized, especially inside, and 7.7K for the kind of play that he's been playing, or the kind of performances that he's been putting up recently, and also the minutes that he's been playing. It's kind of insane. He definitely should be worth probably mid 8Ks, and he's 7.7K against the Clippers, a very nice matchup. And also, if Daniel House were to miss, that pretty much solidifies even more minutes, because then PJ Tucker, all these other starters are going to have to probably play more. It just kind of flows down. Like the chance of Clint Capella being run off the floor probably isn't that high, because just how well he's been playing recently, and also without House, that's just one less option that you can play in your closing lineup. So I like Capella. Overall, for this slate, my favorite play is going to be Spencer Dinwiddie at shooting guard, because I think there's some point guards that I like. Kemba Walker's one guy because he's cheap, and Ben Simmons as well. Depending on how deep each position is, that's going to determine how I play these guys. Clint Capella, Yogi Ferrell, top value play if Joseph and Bogdan are out. And I like Jabari Parker, more of a tournament play probably, but his price is down and he's definitely going to be needed if this game is close. I'm going to go ahead and just put Kemba Walker and Ben Simmons as well in there. I like them for now. More of a balanced approach. Definitely can go with AD and pay down, maybe like take out Kemba or Ben or Jabari, but I definitely think that Dinwiddie is one of my favorite plays, and then Clint Capella is a second. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, the plays are turn out good. There's value plays that went up later on throughout the day. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Thank you guys for watching. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed for more videos. As always, if you guys have any questions, if you want me to clarify anything, you can leave a comment down below under the video, and also you can also find my Twitter in the description at Ballfull, so you can DM me or at me on there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So again, thank you guys for watching, and good luck on the slate. Bye.